Good evening. Welcome to Actoroke in the world of Chaldea on Gen Con TV. It is so much fun to say that. I'm never going to get tired of saying that. We are so happy to be here on Gen Con TV. I am Peter Adkison. I'm the director and editor for this Actoroke series. And tonight is movie night for episode 5 of Ariadne's Artisans. So grab your popcorn and we will grab our technical director, Matt Casey Everart from Prater's Rejects, and get started. 3 weeks ago, Sarah Moore, our celebrity dungeon master, ran a Dungeons and Dragons game for Javion Smith, Stefan Picorni, Lexi the First, and Megan Karimi Nasser. And after the game was over, our lead writer, Steve Connard, wrote the screenplay adaptation of the story that they created in that game. So last week, then, I directed 5 actors in performances from the screenplay, including Bernard Sintum, Andy Dobrowski, Ann Carlton, and Ingrid Sanai-Buron, and with special guest returning Actoroke from Series 1, Lowell Dio, as Dukes, the guide of Ife. So in the past few days, I have edited together these performances into a movie. And we've added graphics, we added sound effects, we added map paintings, because we filmed the whole thing on green screen, and music, a lovely art by Tanel Levitt, who was illustrating the Actoroke story live during the RPG session and has been drawing ever since. This episode was recorded in Chaldea Studios a week ago tonight. And oh, how far we have come in 1 week. So stick around after the movie for actor Spokey, our sit around and talk about the movie segment. Tonight we have special guest Lexi the First, the player who created the character Badia. And we also have Ingrid Sanai-Buron, who is the performer who plays the character in our movies. And that's going to be a blast. We will also be joined by Sarah Moore, the Dungeon Master, Steve Connard, screenwriter, and many other things, and myself as we talk about this crazy process that got us to here. Note that all of our Twitch streams are uploaded the next day onto the World of Chaldea and Gen Con video channels on YouTube. So please follow us there as well. Please remember to like and subscribe and do all the things, turn on your notifications, tell all your friends, and that's it for me. All right, Matt, let's watch the movie.
Had never been particularly fond of goodbyes, long or otherwise, and definitely was not fond of Ariadne's artisans. They had been nothing but trouble since the day they met, a menace to ship and crew. So when Dukes, the guide of Ife, was spotted waving frantically from the starboard shore,
Ahoy!
The responsibility Ariadne had placed upon Umba was, thank gods, at an end. The green and ever more green Somarrian Jungle is thick and vivacious, choking wet and hot. Snaggle chews fondly on Helios's leg as the ship slowly turns upriver and makes its planned escape.
Fodder!
The beast drops a rat gift and flies to rejoin its master.
I'm going to miss that reptile, even if he did try to kill me.
Oh, I didn't get to say goodbye to Cookie. Or his bottle.
It was rather rude how they frog-marched us off the ship without saying so much as a final goodbye.
No respect.
The man who had been waving madly from the shore approaches.
Embute friends, I am Dukes, ranger and guide. I will guide you safely through the jungle.
Dukes is a Targonian man, lanky and masculine. His rugged frontiersman exterior says he's an experienced pioneer, carefree and comfortable, living off the land.
To where?
Dukes laughs mirthfully. His light, airy laughter parts the clouds, bringing warm sunlight cascading down on the gathering. Spirits lifted, our four heroes smile cheerfully, wrapped in his warm radiance.
To Ife, city of gods.
Badia chews her lip, eyeing up and down the affable character while Rainbow bounces excitedly, enthusiasm overflowing with charm.
How convenient. Hello, I'm Rainbow.
How did you know we were coming?
Oh, good question. How did you?
The ranger flashes a fake card, quickly, like a criminal flashing a fake ID, and just as quickly stashes it.
I've been quested to get you where you need to go.
Was that a genuine Anumian fate card?
When thinking about the Anumians, remember this. They will test you to the limits of your soul.
Look, if that's a con man card or something equally perilous, we need to know.
Or a lead travelers to their death card.
If I were a gifted con man, how would you know? I cannot say with any certainty if my quest will lead you to your deaths. It is a perilous jungle.
May I see the card?
No, it is private between me and the gods.
You mean Anumians?
A coconut falls out of a tree and hits Aggee on the head.
Ow!
In Ife, it's all about the gods. 401 of them.
I drew the fairy good mother. I am charged with writing an epic story.
You expect us to trust a handsome stranger lurking about in a riverbank in the middle of a Somarrian jungle? It's a mighty suspicious.
And yet you stopped.
Umba was on a quest to deliver us to Ife. I think there was much she wasn't telling us.
You are, of course, welcome to travel through the jungle on your own.
Badia, we should show our new friend some respect. We're going to need his help.
If help is what we're getting.
I will not push my aid upon you, even as my quest demands. Proceed south from here. Beware of poisonous plants and predatory animals, and devil-dark monsters. The greatest risk you face is your own error and stupidity.
With you guiding us, we can avoid these troubles.
The jungle is trouble.
Please, no dinosaurs.
You okay, Helios?
Oh, that damned Hades potion Cookie gave me wreaked havoc on 3 of my 4 stomachs. Oh, it's rivers of shitters. Oh.
Trust takes years to build, and they just met this man.
You are on a mission from a god?
Gods. In Ife, it's always about many gods.
Gods, sure.
A coconut falls from a tree and strikes Aggee on the head.
Ow!
Gods are all around us. Take care not to offend.
You know us?
My quest was very specific. On the first day of Amazon, you are to meet a ship on the Boyonogo River. 4 travelers will disembark. You are to guide them to Ife.
And you think that's us?
I've been coming to the same spot religiously for 40 years, and you are the first travelers I have ever seen.
40 years?
I am but a humble servant with deep faith in my gods. Should I guide you, or should I wait another 40 years?
Hi, I'm Aggee. This is my friends Rainbow in Badia. This tall drink of water is Helios.
I'm not afraid of water.
That would be my guess.
I am also a guide for hunters out of Graver's Den.
Oh, Maxie, trouble the dig. You, take the lead.
A sudden wind knocks a cluster of coconuts out of a nearby palm.
No. No. I wouldn't want to ruin your quest.
You are all very chatty. I wasted much time on this quest. I am eager for it to end so that I may return home to my wife and children.
You've been away from your family for 40 years.
I serve the gods of Ife.
I'm making a footnote about this. We've watched this relationship 40 years.
40 years, shit. It was boss before we were born.
The northern Somarrian jungle is named Black Woods for good reason. The guide of Ife leads our heroes single file through thick, towering, waterlogged Jurassic plants. With each passing step, the jungle canopy grows thicker and darker until the outside world is lost in but a dream.
I can't see shit. Can you?
Mr. Guide, sir, if I light a lantern, will it invite something to come and eat us?
The chance is never zero.
Don't worry about me. I just need to have a meet and greet. That three over yonder. Oh, I hate you, Cookie!
How about something dramatic like dancing lights to illuminate our path?
Oh, nice choice.
That's pretty good.
Sometime later, in jungle time, how long have they been slogging? Hours, a day, 2? Each moment is as excruciatingly long and protracted as the last. The jungle dark hides light as well as time equally well, it would seem. Ariadne's artisans trudge silently with only an occasionally smash and crash of plants as Helios hacks back the foliage with his axe.
This thing is awesome! When I get back to Graver's Dig, I'm going to have Cosmos identify it.
It's an axe, Helios. Duh. Hey, Rainbow. How is your quest coming along?
My quest? You mean my quest to write an epic tale? Well, it's a little open-ended. I can't finish my quest or even begin to finish until all of you finish yours.
Mine involves tracking down a beast, a great, terrible beast that has gone bad. Ninsunu wasn't terribly forthcoming about what that meant.
You will know soon enough.
Dukes stops at a large cactus plant laden with red fruit. He picks one by one and tosses them to the others.
This is dragon fruit. It is delicious and it will keep you strong.
What? Not god fruit?
A coconut hits Aggee in the head.
Ow! Duke is an interesting name. Are you a warrior? A knight? Have you ever heard the expression, put up your dukes? I was wondering, is that a nickname?
I am a ranger. My name is spelled D-U-X.
If it comes down to a fight, we will defend you. Oh, pardon me.
The best way to survive a jungle fight is to not get into one in the first place.
Are you a pacifist?
Living in the jungle for 40 years, I have learned to protect myself. Know this, if I should die, there is no way you would ever escape this.
A great commotion and thrashing interrupts their dragon fruit feeding. Helios enters the clearing, illuminated by Badia's dancing lights. Behind him, a dire warg vine plant creature follows. Its dark silhouette, roughly wolf-shaped, but it is not made of muscle and bone. Vines lash out.
The jungle came at them, spitting forth foul canine creatures, direwolf in size and temperament. Helios used his newly enchanted axe to great effect. Turns out, axes are great against vines.
Chakram chakra!
Sure, Rainbow prefers shadows and stealth, but when it comes to a straight-up fight, she's an iron fist and a velvet glove. Our Chan leader quickly learns that punching thorny vines is not a good idea, and it's also a good way to get grappled.
Aggee's getting eaten again.
Lucky for Aggee, he has an elemental sorceress for a friend who will save his butt once again. Ultimately, Ariadne's artisans prevail against the jungle menace.
Ow!
Mostly.
Moments after the fight, the vine hounds, beaten back, the jungle retracts.
What was that?
Just the jungle in its many varied forms.
Everyone is bleeding from 100 serrated scratches.
Oh, everyone gather round. I'll get you fixed up.
Helios retracts to a privy position, his sour stomach gurgling.
Here, take this.
Where are you going?
Poo-poo platter. Oh!
Later, wounds tended and mended and marching orders set, they march. Suddenly, Aggee Chan leaps forward, blocking.
Duke, watch out. You're going to want to step around that polish.
Ew.
Is that a cow pie?
Are the cattle in the jungle?
Not that I've seen.
Actually, it is,
Helios?
Look, the potion Cookie gave me, very strong, okay? It literally killed my guts.
Poor Helios.
Oh, maybe next time take a dump a little further off the path.
What path?
Or maybe bury it.
I am a minotaur, not a cat.
You city slickers need to listen up. Improve your effort or die. Understand? Let's go.
And go they did, through Samaria's darkest jungle. Dukes leads our 4 heroes through the deep, dark jungle at a feverish pace, daring them to keep up. Dukes leapfrog stone to stone across a creek. They wind through a cathedral of towering trees. The exhausted troop sit around a campfire. Dukes machete chops large clusters of bananas. They climb over and under fallen trees. Dead on their feet, they press on like zombies. All the while, Duke's berating them like an imperial centurion.
Embrace the suck! Touch that and die!
Who hired this guy?
This was Aggee's idea.
My feet hurt.
Oh, I gotta take a deuce.
Double time! You are too slow for my flow!
Who keeps farting?
I fart in your general direct. Hey, who do you think it is? Who do you think it is, Aggee?
If this gets much worse, I'm going to have to request for you to stop helping us.
Ah, I see the Snafu Fairy has visited us again.
Ooh, I need a beer, like a Cud Light.
This is no parade! But by the gods, we will get there!
The monotony of the jungle trek weighs heavy on our not-so-merry band of questers. Complaints turn to mild bickering and general belly aching on a returning nightmare loop.
Are we there yet? My back is hurting. I would like to sit down. Please.
I do believe we're walking in circles.
I had more fun in Hades. Me.
Well, aren't you a bloody ray of sunshine?
Check your 6!
Everything sucks, and you can't convince me otherwise.
I am the shortest person here, and that means I walk twice as far as anyone else.
Why are all the leaves in this jungle so hard? Ugh.
Today, we will do what others can't!
I've missed 7.5 meals today.
That's it. I'm out.
Bold Boulder Basin is an abandoned open mine pit the people of Ife quarried to build their legendary city. Our travel-weary travelers pull up for a rest, lazing against granite boulders.
Daddy, can we do this again?
I do desire we might be better strangers.
Dukes suddenly and violently zips across the ground, yanked hard, dragged, flipped up and then down, bashed against the ground.
Dukes is being attacked!
Lights, please. Hear that? I'm back to chronicle the next round of the jungle versus Ariadne's artisans. This time, rather than wargs, it's...
Cyclops! Ah!
Nuh-uh, not a cyclops. Easy mistake, though. It's a giant, poisonous vine thing creature.
Big Dukes!
It's another vine creature!
Ooh, damn. Oh, ouch. Ooh. Oh, ooh, our heroes better step in fast. Dukes is getting the tar beat out of him. Oh.
The narrator turns to watch the fight.
Helios swinging his axe, Rainbow throwing chakra, Vadia casting spells, and Aggee attacking with hands and feet.
You know how edged weapons only do half damage against skeletons? Well, similarly, Aggee hasn't learned that hands and feet don't do that well against vine creatures. Let's see how this turns.
Ow!
turns out.
The narrator shadowboxes alongside Helios.
It's about time our friend... There he goes, enrages.
The narrator flinches, ducks, weaves as he witnesses Helios lose his cow mind. He chances a scared glance at the camera.
That's a whole lot of damage going on.
The giant vine monster dies. Thunk, hits the ground.
Yeah, stay down! Piece of vine shit. God.
Dukes looks bad, but I'm sure Badia can save him. I'm out of here.
Last night must have been a hell of a jamboree, because I've got a raging hangover.
Oh, it's deja vu all over again. Oh. Look, you might hear something or smell something, but it's off the path.
Same shit, different day.
Yeah, no.
Keep me downwind, please.
Oh, Helios, are you okay? I can look at...
No looking, no touching, no spells down here. I'm fine.
We need to talk about your diet. Maybe some oatmeal?
I think I contracted mad cow disease in Hades. Oh,
You weren't in Hades, Helios. That's a figment in your mind.
something is wrong, okay? My guts are burning like the tinderbox.
Maybe it was something you ate.
Oh, maybe it was Cookie's blood gruel. He's not exactly a Michelin star chef.
You ate his gruel?
Oh, no, Helios, you didn't. The gruel is fuel. It's not meant to be consumed. It was intended for his pet Fluffy, Cthulian horror offspring of Yogg-Sothoth.
What is Yogg-Sothoth?
Cookie did allude to the crew getting gruel poisoning once.
Cookie, he's bad cook.
Cookie isn't a cook at all. He's the ship's navigator. I thought everyone knew that. Cookie is a telepath. He tells Fluffy how and when to move the ship.
Oh, okay, it makes sense why gruel tastes so bad.
You should have requested my shark fin soup. It's a delicacy, both going in and coming out.
Oh, come on, Helios. Use your nose next time. That hellish fume should have been warning enough. The bilge rats won't eat that shit. Oh, he's worse than I thought. I need to go deep into my spells.
Everyone gathers into a circle, quiet, so that Badia can work. The sorceress casts Prayer of Healing. The long incantation, powerful healing touch seeps into everyone over 10 long minutes. After the prayer service, everyone is feeling better, even...
Will Dukes be all right?
It was close, but he will survive. We should leave him alone to rest.
A while later, Ariadne's artisans sit casually around a large campfire, except Helios, who, doing his business behind a nearby tree. Rainbow has her nose in her journal, writing.
Helios, would you like some aloe vera paste? It's very soothing.
Don't look at me! Go away!
Are you sure we're heading in the right direction?
You want to lead now, Mr. I-Confined Civilization?
I'm just saying. It looks like I've seen that tree before.
It's a kapak tree. Western Somaria is full of them.
Still, I think we are walking in circles.
I've already explained to you, I am taking you the fastest route. And the fastest route between 2 points is a straight line, not a circle.
A straight line is the shortest distance, not the fastest route.
A straight line allows for maximum speed compared to a journey of a curved path.
Yes, unless the straight line is blocked with shit trying to kill us.
We should follow Crow. Crow always fly in straight line. Papa said.
I prefer beeline. Fast and true.
Straight or curved, I don't think the gods of Ife want you here.
A coconut hits Aggee in the hip.
Ow!
But the Anumians do.
Who wins in a fight between a god and an Anumian?
Depends on which god and which Anumian, I suppose.
It's impossible to say. There are powerful entities from two different ages. The Anumians from the age of magic, gods, obviously.
The age of gods.
What is an age?
Oh, I'm going to sleep.
Fade to sleep, or black.
Yes, but which one is more powerful?
The next morning, the sky is visible over the clearing where the travelers rested for the night. The trees have graciously parted to give them a reprieve from the cold and darkness. Glorious light and warmth bathe the trail.
I'm fully invigorated. Reinvigorated even.
Indeed, everyone is feeling chipper as they attack the morning with zest and zeal. It's a glorious day in the Legion.
A day in the Legion is like a day on the farm. Every meal's a banquet, every paycheck a fortune, and every formation a parade. I love the Legion.
Dukes suddenly disappears into a mighty sinkhole that opened up beneath him like a tiger trap. Rainbow beelines, fast and true, grabs his arm. Dukes' momentum pulls the dainty halfling over and down.
Help!
Helios' massive mitts grab Rainbow, but then he gets yanked over too.
Helios!
Aggee and Badia grab the Minotaur as his hooves go over. Badia casts an ice spell, cementing her and Aggee to the ground as anchor points. The sudden plunge stops. Badia and Aggee are frozen, literally, to the lip of the sinkhole, and the other three are dangling down in a daisy chain.
Pull us up! Oh, pull us up!
We're trying!
I'm trying. They're really heavy.
It's a gravity well. We're all heavier.
Helios! We really need to talk about your diet.
Is this a bad time? I need to go.
Go! No!
Hold it, Helios!
Hold your shit together, Mr. Poo-Poo Pants.
Oh, you can move. Just don't poo.
The winds of change are coming. You can't stop them. Oh, God.
Oh, Helios.
He who sniffed it, whiffed it.
Wind. Huh. Maybe.
Idiot. The ice is melting.
No, I have an idea. I've been experimenting on a new class of quasi-elemental spells, combining the power of pure...
Don't explain, just do it!
Fire, ice, and water explode into the sinkhole. The bottom of the pit turns into a Han Arindi Tong Dao maelstrom. Hot air and turbulent wind explodes up, pushing...
Quick! Climb!
Dukes scrambles up first, the rushing wind pushing at his back. Rainbow follows, scampering like a nimble squirrel. Together, all four retract Helios.
Damn, rescued the ranger. That first step was a doozy.
That was a god-sized latrine.
A coconut hits Aggee on the head.
Ow! Who keeps doing that?
Dukes points into the hole, smiling.
This is good news.
How is this good news?
Oh, my quasi-elemental spell worked.
The people of Ife surrounded this area with many such defensive pits.
Dukes skirts the pit.
Follow me, and do be careful.
Do I have time to poo?
Dukes takes off at an accelerated pace. He exits the jungle onto a barely there paved cobblestone road covered in centuries-old growth. The road, as a crow flies, heads directly south onto an elevated causeway over a river. Dukes stops. The camera lifts extreme wide angle on a vast Targonian ruined city built over lakes, rivers, and waterways. The city, once the jewel of Somaria, is green with overgrown vegetation.
Welcome to Ife. Divine is the peace.
A titanic roar breaks the peace.
that?
Oh, that scared the shit out of me.
The world reverberated with such calls when Emperor Cordova died. That is your guardian beast.
Well, I feel better now.
I hope you enjoyed the movie. Thank you so much for watching it with us. And thank you to my guests on Actor Spooky. So let me introduce everybody. We have Ingrid Sinai Buron, who is the actor who performs the role of Badia. You've seen her just now throughout this film that we just watched. And we also have the player who created the character Badia with us, Lexi the First. And also, of course, our Actor Spooky regulars, me, Peter Adkison, director and editor, Steve Connard, who's a screenwriter, and my partner in this mayhem for many, many years, and Sarah Moore, who is the dungeon master for this episode. All right, well, okay, so well, let's start with you, Lexi. So
Where to start?
What do you think of this episode?
Oh my gosh, it was so fun. It kills me every week seeing how you take what we do and condense it, first of all, because our sessions are definitely longer than half an hour. But oh man, it's always just so fun seeing the choices we make and watching them in some cases made neater and tighter and cleaner, and in some cases become a running poop joke for an entire episode. It's 50-50.
Well, yeah. So speaking of which, Ingrid, poop jokes for, well, it was a half an hour, but for us it was 4 hours on set.
That was a lot of poop.
It's a lot of poop. Did you? Really, how'd you feel about that?
Come on, it's a funny episode. I thought it was hilarious. I had no problem with it. The humor throughout the whole series has been just absolutely delightful.
I'm thinking of people who maybe tonight is their first time logging in and watching, and this was their impression of our play style, and I just kind of love that for them.
Yeah, welcome to
this is the legacy I really wanted
to this pile of what happened tonight.
Because when you think about it, the majority of our actual session was the combat. It was all of the fighting, and it got really stressful. We thought we were going to lose Dukes. It was pretty intense. But of course, when you're doing this, combat is always one of those things that takes way longer when you're playing than it actually takes. So, we spent all this time in these battles trying to stay alive. And then it's like, oh, there was the fight.
There was a mighty battle. There was a little Tolkien action there happening. There was a mighty battle. And then we talked about poop for 40 minutes.
Yeah, as you do.
Yeah, well, I think Andy helped me get through it at one point. Andy said, this is a Kevin Smith movie.
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, we're in good company. Yeah. So, Sarah, why did you plan for there to be so much poop in this episode? You're the dungeon master, right?
Clearly this was all part of my master plan. I've been leading up to the poop for 4 episodes before we got here, to extensive notes to get us here. It's always interesting to me as the DM to see what little ad libs the characters grab onto and run with, and it's usually like an NPC that I had not intended to flesh out or give a name, that they're like, but they're my child now. And this episode, it was that Stefan kept stepping off the path to use the bathroom. I don't know. And we just kept circling back to it. I think, honestly, I think everybody needed like some moments of levity because there was a lot of almost character death in this.
Well, Stefan did tell me, he said, well, we played all these D&D games all the time and nobody ever talks about going to the bathroom, and then I was thinking, hey, he can't remember if he's half cow or quarter cow, but he's thinking about his cowness and you're like, I just have this picture of a cow pie.
Yeah.
I think we all should just take a moment in our lives to sit down and think about our cowness.
Yeah.
I think that would benefit everyone.
Okay, so hey, Ingrid, I want to go back to you. So this this character, Badia, how do you see this character? Tell me about Badia. How would you describe Badia if you were talking to somebody else about this show?
Oh, well, let's see. I think she has a high opinion of herself and her skills, as I would. Those orbs coming out of my hands tonight were awesome. And now I'm sad that I, in real life, can't do that, nor can I make ice come out or heal people. I mean, why would you not think you're hot poop if you could do all those things? And I think sometimes she thinks she's the smartest one in the forest. She isn't, probably, but she does add a lot to the team. So I think it's okay that she's a bit sassy. I enjoy playing her because
she keeps the team alive.
Yes.
Well, I know that Ingrid, I know that this entire season you've been hoping that we could see something of her magic. And so when you did the dancing light spell, and I'm picturing the dark jungle, and it's just like, okay, I am gonna so I'm just learning editing. To learn editing takes years to do. I've been early in the path, even though I've been at it for a while. And I haven't gotten into special effects, but I was like, okay, glowing balls, I should be able to manage this. I should be able to figure this out. And so I did devote a certain portion, not to make you feel loved, but because I love you, I did say, okay, I got to figure out how to get some glowing balls. Somebody who's really, Sarah's husband could have done it even better, but I thought it worked pretty nice. It was fun.
It looked amazing. And you got them just where I was looking at. I was like,
but actually, yeah, if you watch it carefully, there's every character in the scene, Badia and Rainbow and Aggee are each following different eyes. So Bernard's eyes went up like this really far. So I had the green ball go up that way, and was staring intently with this sense of awe. So I just had one of the balls just sit right in front of her and bounce up and down a little bit. It was fun. Okay, but enough about balls. Let's go back and poop.
Rainbow would make friend with a literal, just floating ball of light.
She would.
That is very in character. Yeah.
That's she would have enjoyed that as much as Badia did.
She would have named it.
I thought about in that scene that it was sort of like when you take a laser pointer for a cat,
Yes.
That's what Badia could do. You can almost cut away and she's got these rainbows chasing these dancing balls of light.
Yeah.
I love Ingrid. I love watching you. So this is actually one of the first times Ingrid and I have been able to talk or interact. So this is awesome for me. I'm excited. I love the way you play her. I really think you get her. She's pretty and that's kind of a D&D trope, is the arrogant sorcerer. It's very much a thing that sometimes I try to step away from, but I love being a sorcerer, and the cocky sorcerer is very a comfort spot for me when it comes to playing TTRPGs. So I'm glad that you get that energy as well. But yeah, it's fun. I started that sentence somewhere and I lost it, and I'm gonna stop talking.
It was a fun ride though. I was with you.
Thanks. I tried. We may not have an ending, but you're going to enjoy getting wherever we end up.
Yeah, I feel like that's maybe what this whole series has been, right? Maybe we don't have.
Speaking of my TTRPG style,
it's gonna be fun.
So one of the questions I like to ask is interactions with the other characters, right? The other. So I'll go back. I'll start with you this time, Lexi. So how do you see Badia's relationship with each of the other three characters? And then Ingrid, feel free to. And then I'm curious if you see that same relationship go through the process of screenwriting and acting and editing out the other end.
Yeah, I feel because she's an arrogant person, but she's not a bad person, right? She still wants to do the right thing. She still has like the intention of helping others. She just thinks that she's really, really awesome while she does it. You know, she's not like the school bully or anything. And so I really feel like she has kind of adopted this party, like where initially she was like, I guess I'm just part of this. Now she's like, well, now these are my goofballs. These are my weirdos. You know, like Helios, I definitely think she's like, oh, this one really needs to be protected. Like, oh gosh. And then with Aggee dying and her having to heal him so much, like even if it frustrates her, she's very much like, but I'm frustrated because I want you alive. You know, same with Rainbow. I really think she's like, they're weird, but they're my weirdos now.
I feel like these are my weirdos needs to be on a t-shirt with the Actoroke logo.
Just Badia holding like little chibis of the other
Yep,
three.
of
These are
everyone.
my weirdos.
These are my weirdos.
Well, then I need a shirt that says Badia's balls.
Mhm,
Yes. Oh,
They should glow in the
matching.
dark,
Yes.
right? They
it
should glow.
should.
Right?
I
Get
love
on
that.
it, merch team that we don't
I
have.
was gonna say we have one of those.
No.
Sarah, are you not the merch team?
Yeah. Where
Oh, no,
are
I-
the t-shirts?
Oh God,
Where
is it
are the
me?
t-shirts?
I'll get right on it. I'm sorry.
Hey, by the way, we have a question from chat. I'm going to take real quick. The question is, how was it narrating in the middle of fighting?
That was funny.
Yeah. Okay. So this was straight. This is the first time, by the way, in an Actoroke segment episode that we've done this, where I'm always the narrator because that's how we are able to make a movie in a week with action. Because basically, all the complicated parts of filmmaking, we don't do it. We just go to Tanel and show pretty art, or we go to me narrating and describe stuff that's going on. So Steve had this idea of me showing up on a stage. Actually, it was nerve. I'll answer the question. It was nerve-wracking for me because I got very confused. I made the mistake of filming this at the end of the evening, which is our film shoots are very exhausting. They're 4 hours of being just on fast. We film super fast. And then, so this part is very difficult in my head to get my head around how I was narrating myself. I should have done it first because at one point I just, Ingrid probably remembers at one point it was like, I don't know. And I asked Rennie, can you direct me for this? The rest of this. Yeah. So, but Steve, I mean, you had this idea. You should comment about this idea.
Well, as Alexi said earlier, in D&D, a significant portion of an adventure is fighting, but of course you just distill that down. Of course, we don't have $1 million budgets to show huge combat. So we got to find interesting ways to show combat. And we always talk about, role-playing games are theater of the mind. And it's like, well, it'd be interesting if it was like literally a theater, like there's a stage and out comes the narrator and he's just standing there and he's narrating the combat and the action's going on behind him. I just hit upon that as like, that would be somewhat interesting to show. And then we could just show the chaos of the fight going on behind him, spells going off from Badia and axes and monks jumping around. And then, woohoo, we win. Ending with the pose, by the way, the superhero pose was great. Super great. I love that.
That's an album cover right there.
I agree. We need to figure how to take that and put it into anyway. So that was just the idea that I was thinking.
Meaning you.
Okay, yeah.
We need to figure out. No, you need to figure out. Or Janelle needs to figure out how to take that pose and put it on a nice background because I know I won't mention names, but her names are Ingrid and Bernard, and Javion. Everybody would love to see that.
Yeah.
On a t-shirt.
Also on a t-shirt, yes.
T-shirt.
And a poster. I want a poster.
Yes, just full size.
So
I love Ingrid. Oh, sorry.
Okay, no, go ahead.
I was gonna say I love I was on like the hero pose, like spell casting, like things like watching you like do the spells and everything. Because Sarah can attest. I am a very physical player from my seat at the table. I've smacked poor Javian before.
A lot.
I'm so sorry. I adore him.
Things have gone flying off the
Things
table.
have gone flying. I've knocked stuff off. I'm like,
and not just like things you would expect, like dice. Like
no,
there was. I think she like knocked her
iPad
off the table.
It was like my phone, my notebook have all left the table. So I am but it's not like a graceful, like this is how I'm, it's like, I'm just like, and I'm casting a spell and I'm flailing my arms and it's not cute, but I love watching you actually properly like pantomiming the spells. I think that's super cool to see.
So hey, Ingrid, have you had any anything you'd like to tell us about working on set and performing in Actoroke?
Well, I think I mentioned to you at the reading that it's the most difficult acting project I've ever worked on, and I've been doing this since I was a child, because of the speed of it, the intensity of it. You don't have time to memorize your lines. You cram them in the best you can in 24 hours, and having to kind of grab them off the teleprompter as best you can while absorbing all the action that has happened, that's happening around you, that will come from the narrator. It is exhausting and fun and a roller coaster. And then to see the finished product, it's brilliant. The artwork, the backgrounds, the fully drawn characters, it's just, it's a delight, but it's hard.
Am I a bad person for taking a certain amount of pride in this? I
don't know what that says about you, Peter. Maybe you're a bit of a masochist.
I don't think it's coming from a point of masochism. I think it comes, I mean, for you to say that it's like really hard, I guess the reason I responded well to that, was happy about that, as bad as that sounds, is that like, okay, like you're not bored, I guess is what it says. It's like at least you're getting stretched. If I'm not producing this super high quality Hollywood cinematic production, at least I'm giving you as an actor something like, oh my God, that was hard. Like, woohoo, like the thrill that comes from that, maybe.
Yeah. Well, there are these things that are done that are called 24-hour plays or 48-hour films. So it's kind of like that experience. I did one of those 48-hour films once, because I was like, oh, this is crazy. But this is its own crazy thing, and it's unique, and I love every minute of it, but it is a ride.
Yeah, then you need a nap, like a big one. After.
Oh yeah. Oh, the next day I'm dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing that. Yeah. I hope this isn't coming from a place of masochism. Yeah, no, that's not me. But it is so much fun to do that quickly and then to edit it is crazy. And Steve having to write it so fast. And I don't know. I love this cycle that we're on. It's insane. But
well, and I've said this a few times. The quality of the scripts, the writing is so good. It's so funny. It's just such a pleasure to do. So you go through the roller coaster and you're like, I'm on this ride and I'm going to ride it and I'm going to have fun doing it. And then I'll take a nap after.
Yeah. Strap in.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ingrid. I'm so glad you said that, because I've told Steve a couple times that you've said that. Yes. And I'm glad that I'm sure he is busting with pride over there sitting on that.
Well, it's true, because like I said, I've been doing this a long time. And if you don't have a good script, what do you do as an actor? You are lost. And it's just such a delight every time to get it and to see what crazy stuff that comes out of my mouth. I just love it.
Nice.
Well, it starts with Sarah, of course, and the players.
Yeah.
It's nice having igniter fluid. You know, when as a writer, when you're staring at a white sheet of paper and you're like, okay, what do I write? Like,
yeah.
But at least, you know, Sarah started it first, and then the players give you choice things, and then you sort of build from there. It'd be impossible to do this, and if it was like, okay, just write me a story in 4 days. Okay. That would be almost impossible. So at least the role-playing session really helps.
Well, that's the fun part of this, is like right now I'm at a theater because I'm rehearsing for the musical Into the Woods, and they're letting me Zoom from here.
Yay.
And theater is so collaborative, and most film and television I've worked on as an actor, you just show up, you're given the script, and that's it. You don't really get to impart a lot of yourself or collaborate. This situation is very collaborative in that it starts with the game, and then the script is written so quickly, and then it's really this unique thing that you've created that is such a delight. I don't even, when I try to describe it to people, it's kind of hard to describe it because it's its own thing.
Yeah, that's out here on the fringe.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to geekdom, by the way. This is us
Thank
geeks.
you.
Us geeks are really used to this. Like nobody understanding what the hell we're doing. It's our comfort place. Actually.
My husband, who is watching this right now. Hi, honey.
Hi, honey.
He's a huge D&D player. He's
Yay.
Eldritch Horror, so he has been telling me about role-playing games forever. And he's always like, you should come do this. You know, you're an actor. You'd really enjoy this. And I'm like, honey, you go do your thing. And so now I'm getting to experience it. And it's a delight.
The geekdom and the theater kid overlap is a very, very real thing.
Oh, yeah.
Almost just a circle.
Yeah.
Like
It's
the
a
Venn diagram
it's
is
like this.
It's like
it's right
almost-
there.
Exactly.
Well, we like to say, you know, role playing. It's a short commute from role playing to acting.
Oh yeah.
There is.
And the reason I love this is that, well, it's been a short commute for me. Like, you know, I've been playing RPGs since 1978. And then, you know, when I turned 50, I got a wild hair, went to film school. And it's just like this, it's so close together for me. And Actoroke just brings these two things that I love together. And yeah.
I think it all comes down to storytelling at the end of the day. Like theater, like TTRPGs, all these things, it all comes down to just having this passion for telling a story in some sort of medium or another. And I'm like Ingrid, like I love the collaborative aspect of a lot of art. You know, I love working with people. I love ideas getting bounced off each other. That brings me a lot of joy. So I love this environment.
There was two things in this particular episode that I think was the first. I think we did the best yet. So this is a challenge for Tanil. Good job, Tanil. The montage scene, the way the montage travel scene was super cool. The way that was handled, I love that. And the elevator up and down in the pit was just too much.
Yeah.
Like that was so good. I mean, it was like, Peter, I remember you saying, I don't know how we're going to film this.
Well, by the way, anybody watching, we did film it. You know, we and I had it completely edited that way, and because I didn't know. I thought what I was going to get from Tanel was just like the classic one picture, which would just be like maybe a down angle showing all the characters in a chain or something like that. And I knew I would use it. But what Tanel gave me was like, oh no, here's the frame. And then here's this really long picture with all the characters dangling. And you could just scroll back and forth through them. And like, oh, wow, okay. So I threw away all the edit that I had done of the video happily. Okay. Cause we did it, but Ingrid remembers like I had all the characters like pulling their arms up like this and looking around and kind of swinging, but I didn't have the connections between people's hands and the feet. We could have, Steve and I talked about a way we could have filmed maybe by having a character above up on a ladder, dangling their feet off or something like that. But the problem is that in the wardrobe, we saved money on wardrobe by not dealing with footwear, because anybody's done costuming, footwear can be like half the price it can be half the effort of a costume is finding the right shoes. It sounds weird, but it's true. And so we said, well, hey, our green screen doesn't go down to the floor. We haven't painted the floor yet, the green. We can't do any feet in the shots. But I hadn't thought like, well, yeah, we could if the character was hanging up in the air. We could, sure we could. Anyway, so.
But we don't have hooves either, correct?
That's true.
Right.
We did not build hooves.
We did not build hooves. So yeah.
Yet. We still have one episode left.
Right.
Bandersnatch on it.
So hey, I asked both Lexi and Ingrid about Badia and how you saw her. Steve, as a screenwriter, like how do you see Badia? Like connect what you heard from Lexi and Ingrid and give us your perspective on Badia.
Well, I think Ingrid, you made the comment that you thought that she thinks she's the smartest person in the room. I mean, she is the smartest person in the room, like by a long shot. I'm sorry. It's just true.
No, Rainbow's pretty smart too, right?
Yeah, there's different levels of intellect, but like the whole I love the I don't know if you've noticed this, but there's a lot of times scientific stuff that Ingrid will just throw out and Badia will throw out. Like the whole I thought was pretty funny. Like what's the fastest distance travel points? And she's like literally gives a scientific no. And of course, in Helios is just like, no, as a crow flies, right? That's obviously the fastest route. And then of course, our girl Rainbow loves just bees, you beeline, obviously. But she gives a scientific end. Yeah, I think that she's highly intelligent, and she's just she's the Sheldon Cooper without the anyway. Yeah, she's super smart. And I love the first line in the first episode going, I could be a lot more effective if I wasn't just healing. It's like you're like trying to, hello, I have a repertoire here.
That came directly from the
it did.
From the
well,
RPG
it came right
session.
from Lexi. Yeah.
Yeah, Lexi was like, I can do other things.
I'm so deadly. I am so deadly. Like, y'all.
I mean, anybody's big can swing an axe, I'm not trying to insult the cow in the room, but to actually take time to learn spells and understand the arcanum and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, I mean, come on, you have to have high intellect. And so
I think that's why I love the evil demon pit scene so much. It was like kind of like one of the first times I feel like I really had a chance as like a player and a sorcerer to show Badia like really getting creative with her spells and like flexing her use of them as to more than just like, because that's why magic users are my favorite class, because I feel like you get all this wiggle room, like, okay, what if I combine, what if I use it like this? I love testing the limits of what my DM will let me get away with how I utilize the spells I have.
Yeah, well,
So
and that one, I mean, the look of panic in your eye when you were the only one that didn't fall into the pit, I was like, I can't wait to see what she comes up with to get him out of there. Like, I'm ready. Maybe series 2 is over right now. Maybe they just all have gotten swallowed by the sinkhole.
I literally looked at you and I was like, I'm going to argue for what I'm about to do.
I was ready.
Like, oh.
Yeah.
Well, I created that, and I love the whole technobabble thing. Okay, so I've been practicing this, stop. It's like, stop, just do it.
I loved it.
Obviously, no one's going to understand anything that Badia is saying, right? There's just no way, right?
Yeah. Rainbow, don't explain it. Just do it. And by the way, that line was actually much longer. I'm like, no, I had Rainbow cut in like halfway through the line that when I did the edit, it's like, okay, we're just cutting half this clip. Rainbow's not even going to wait that long.
Yeah.
Well, that's the funny thing, though, is that's what the high intellect people do, is they give the other thing I thought was pretty funny was they're all very heavy, and then Beta just says, well, scientifically it's a gravity well, right? Okay, she's like obviously thinking on a completely different level, like who would think, and that's like scientific terminology. I think she's great.
I got one question. It's a little off the Badia topic, but I got to ask it because it's an opportunity to say something about Lowell Dio. What a great job Lowell did as Dukes. I mean,
yes,
fantastic. He's been with us before. He was in series 1 as Rashidi, and he's actually in the original Chaldea main storyline that we did years ago. So we worked with him a long time ago. So Sarah, how did you feel about the Dukes portrayal that Lowell gave us?
Yeah, I loved him as Dukes. As soon as you said, I think I'm going to ask Lowell, I was like, yes, that's perfect, because I sort of, saw him as this kind of towering figure who came off as very capable, but also like a touch exasperated with everything that's happening in the party. It didn't have to go that way. I was prepared for this to be, a nice, like, let's have him stick around and let's have him be nice. And they like were instantaneously so mean to him, which was really interesting to me, because all the other
that brings it back to Badia, because I think that came from Lexi.
I think it did. Lexi was
you specifically said, you're like, oh, and then he like flashes this card but doesn't really let you see it, and I'm like, that is so suspicious. The stranger is meeting us in the middle of these woods with like people trying to kill us, and he's like giving us half answers. Like, this is suspicious.
Lexi's standing by it.
And that's fine. But it did flavor the rest of the interactions, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, but I thought Lowell was perfect. I thought he was great, and he's always so great every time we work with him. So,
well, I love the way he deadpan delivers funny lines. Like, it's just deadpan. I mean, that's talent. I mean, honestly, we all know that anyway. I mean, yeah, he's amazing.
Ingrid, had you ever worked with Lowell before?
Yeah, I think when I first moved back here, I couldn't remember exactly, but I knew I'd met him, and I think we worked together, but I've done a lot of stuff. I don't remember what.
That's like me talking about D&D games. Okay, yeah, great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have another off the topic sort of Ingrid. So I just want you to know that when you came in and read to play a dragon early in season 1, first episode, I think.
Yeah, you played. Anybody who's been a longtime Actoroke fan, you might recognize Ingrid from series 1. She played Rahat, the dragon. She was in the first and last episodes, I believe.
So after that recording, Peter and I got to hear, we're like, oh my God, that was amazing.
Yeah. Like,
I mean, we were
how
just
can
floored.
we
I'm like,
her again? Like, what can we use her again for?
that dragon's coming back. I have to tell you, I was absolutely, I mean, talk about just understanding how a dragon is portrayed. Like, Peter and I have this issue a lot. We're, supernatural, mythological, dwarves, elves, all sort of stuff. And people come in and read for parts. And it's like, yeah, that's not a dwarf, or no, that's not an elf. And then you just come in just cold and read for a dragon and just nail it. I was like, oh.
Thank you. I don't know what that says about me, that I have a dragon in me, but I will take it as a compliment.
In this crowd, that is definitely a compliment.
Yes.
Oh, for sure.
Yes, that is definitely, it's high praise.
I will take it. Well, I think I said when we were filming that series, I was like, I'm a dragon. That is awesome.
Yeah.
When does an actress, especially because you never even see female dragons? I mean, I think that in Game of Thrones, one of them was female, but it's like, you don't get to see that portrayed. So that's pretty cool. And now I'm a sorceress. I mean, come on. What do I get to be next? It's awesome.
Actually, I was going to ask you that. What would you play next?
Yeah. Well, that's the joy of doing, filming Chaldea and Actoroke type of stuff, as a sort of a small indie filmmaker in Seattle. I can't pay high rates and all that stuff like that, but you could play a dragon or a demi-goddess or an orc or so it's like, or you could go out and do another Amazon commercial, right?
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, I think being a thief would be fun, and I think being a god or
Rogues for life. Rogue god.
I think that's my next step, right? I got to move up the ladder, so next I'm a goddess, right?
Yeah, for
Got it.
sure.
All right, note to self. All right.
I have one more thing to say, by the way, Peter.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, this was obviously, we were talking about this is the humor, potty humor episode. So I was very, very happy with, so the Drazzledar, which was roaring at the end of the episode. It's like the scariest thing in Chaldea that you could run into is a Drazzledar. And I just love the fact that you don't have to worry about the potty humor in the next episode, because hearing the Drazzledar roar literally scared the shit out of
everybody,
out of Helios, and he's now healed. So there you go. The Drazzledar Helios, no more potty humor, unless Stefan decides to bring back, potty humor part Duke.
Yeah, who knows?
Part Dukes.
Well, yeah. Well, I think Sarah, you've got the onus of a lot of strings to wrap up.
I have so many strings. I'm trying my best to like spider web it all together into one thing. I've got so many pages of notes.
And another here at the end, I keep thinking about the backstory I gave you, and I was like, I think I went a little too hard on that.
No, it's
for the length of this.
Well, I mean, I don't know that it's gonna happen in this next one, but I have for those watching, I did have everybody send me formative memories of their character that are secret, that the other characters do not know about them. And there's a possibility that it will come into play maybe if not everybody makes it out of the quests alive.
All right. Well, there you go. And that concludes movie night for episode 5 of Ariadne's Artisans, an Actoroke series set in the world of Chaldea. We will be back in 1 week, like we are every week, on Wednesday nights at 6 p.m. Pacific on twitch.tv/GenConTV. Yes. In our next Actoroke episode, celebrity dungeon master Sarah Moore will dungeon master the series finale of Aggee and the Anumians with players Stefan Bacorny, Lexi the First, Tavjan Smith, and Megan Kermy Nassar. Also with live illustrations by Danelle Levitt. All right. Thank you. Good night.